Alright, folks. Bear with me. This is my first gear review, I guess. Hood looks all wonky. First of all, I've spent a lot of my life in tents. I got some bags under my eyes. But I thought for the sake of you being afraid of spending money on this product, this is actually it's been a pretty impressive purchase, actually. If you guys are obviously, I'm covered in Cryptek right now, so I'm obviously a fan of the Cryptek pattern, but their gear is bomb proof. I mean, I put it through the Pepsi challenge. Actually, what made me start purchasing Cryptek gear is it saved my ass in a backcountry blizzard in the Trinity Alps a couple of years ago. Actually, more than a couple, like 4 or 5 years ago. But since then, I had one jacket that I bought on a whim, and I thought, yeah, this looks like a nice piece of gear. I might, I'll take it for a test drive. It was lightweight, it's fully waterproof, and it helped me survive a blizzard in April. So, but one thing I needed a new tent. We're out here. This is September 2020, and we're out here in a pretty high elevation elk hunt right now, bow hunting in Oregon. But I need a new tent, and so I was searching ultralight tents, and this popped up, and it was actually, I purchased this from the Cryptek website. I wasn't even looking specifically for a Cryptek pattern tent because I'll buy Big Agnes, anything, whatever. But this popped up, and it was $160, and I thought, oh my god, okay, I'll take the Pepsi challenge, but I can also sleep in like a tarp lean-to or something like that if this thing ends up being a piece of crap. I am 100% sold on this tent. It's it's just as high quality. It's the slumberjack nightfall1. It's also advertised on the Cryptek website, so yeah, I'm sure you can go to slumberjack and get it as well. But no, this thing's perfect for a one-person light tent. The nice thing is that you can, I've got, okay, so here's my gear setup. I've got the tent, obviously. I've got a Western Mountaineering fold-down bag, Xped pad, and I'm 6'3", and I was worried a little bit about the headspace. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of room in here. I mean, if you look around inside of it, there's some socks and stuff, chargers, but it's not like I sit up a bunch when I'm sleeping, so I'd never really noticed like a clearance problem. I've spent a couple nights in this, and the nice thing is that if you look at all the suspension on it, you can actually take this mesh system and the floor out, and it's got a decent vestibule. So if you were to take, and it's all suspended internally, whereas the suspension or the actual framework to it, it's not a fully self-supported tent. You got to stake it down before you put the poles in it, and adjust a little bit. And I watched some videos on it before I even bought it. But dude, it's bomb proof. Like, I mean, I could definitely see this surviving a snowstorm. I've been in quite a few in tents like this, and I'm confident that this thing would withstand a good snow load because it's designed to fall away from the tent, and it's a 3-season is what they claim. I'm a 4-season backpacker, so like any time of the year, it's possible that I'll be out here in the backcountry. But yeah, back to the taking the. Sorry, I'm not used to shooting these kind of videos. Back to taking, you can actually remove all the internal mesh system. So if you're not worried about bugs and all that, and you just need a shelter, this thing will still function as a shelter, and it'll actually be bigger, because once you put the vestibule out like that, you've got another, I'd say probably 6 to 8 square feet that it would extend the tent. So even if you had 2 people, I mean, this is a 1-person tent with the mesh system and everything in it. But I mean, if you really had to hunker down and go ultralight, you could just take the actual fly and the poles and be good. And you could probably fit 2 people if it was just like only based on getting out of the weather. But it's the stitching's all good. They got some really good paneling. I like the way it's shaped, because it's designed to shed whatever falls on it. Not even a pine needle on this thing, and we've been out here for a couple days. But yeah, no, for $160 is what I paid for this tent. In the Cryptek Highlander pattern. It's not a big tent, but I'm sold, man. I'm really happy with this. This is probably going to go in my pack for years to come. And if it deteriorates, oh well, I might throw just another one of the same. And I've never said before that I would probably purchase the same thing over again, unless it was like an ultralight pack and I just didn't take care of it or whatever. But no, it's completely separately suspended, so I can see if condensation was to come into the frame. There's no contact with the internal portion of the tent, so you're not gonna get wet, even if it does leak a little bit through the stitching or something like that. I've had that happen in the past. So yeah, if you want to, I mean, and normally I'm expecting to spend like $300 to $400 on a 1-person tent. I spent $160 on this thing, and it is freaking killer. I love it, and it's vented. There are vents, so it's got breathability and everything like that. So, man, if you're on a budget and you want a freaking bomb-proof tent, I mean, I spent a lot of money on gear. I mean, shit, I'm wearing the Cryptek Altitude. I mean, this jacket retails for like $500, so it's not like I'm a cheapskate. But I'm sold on this little guy for a 1-person backcountry tent. It's not the lightest, not like a Copper Spur 1-person or something like that, but I'm happy with what I got right now. I'm way the hell back here at about 8,000 feet elevation, and it worked for me.